Hello Scorpios, welcome to your weekly tarot reading for the week of July 6th to the 12th. Now a bunch of cards flew out, but there are more than 10 of them, so I am going to put them back and see. So July 6th to the 12th. I'm going to shuffle until the first one falls out aside from this first one. Alright. So, okay, so the heart of the matter here is we have the Four of Coins, which is clinging on tight to your resources, or clinging on tight to resources, financial windfall, or clinging on tight to a situation. It can be a romantic partner, it can be a work situation, it can be something that brings you a lot of emotional security that you're not yet ready to let go of, okay? What's crossing you here is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so let me just pull the other cards out and then we can start talking about them. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that for a lot of you, you might be linked up with a fire sign, okay? This is an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, and I do feel that this person, it can be male or female. There's also an element of a mother figure coming into the foray, mainly because we have the Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands is like a female fire sign that is associated with, you know, mainly the home, the domain, and ruling the domain. So this is somebody that is potentially playing out as a mother figure. We also have the Knight of Swords, which is somebody that is an air sign, okay? So what's crossing it here is you're not sure about whether or not you should release or keep this person in your life. We have the Nine of Swords. This is somebody that is that can be very they're aggressive. I would say they're aggressive, but they're not pushy. They're very demanding. They know what they want, and they don't really settle for, you know, I guess like riffraff. So it's basically somebody who is very, very self-assured, who would not settle for things, and who wants like answers from other people, all right? As a crossing energy to your main card, I would say this is somebody that you're going to deal with extensively, and you might be somewhat emotionally invested in this person, but for some reason there is an element here that you're not really sure if you can move forward with this air sign. It's an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra in your midst, okay? So in terms of your past situation, we have the Three of Cups, which indicates to me there might be two partners or two people, or, you know, two projects, or even like two circumstances that you're thinking about moving forward with. And you have basically finalized the options and you've narrowed it down to one, which indicates to me that a lot of you might be proceeding with like both of them, because I still see like there's an element of sword energy and fire energy coming into the picture. So for the July reading, a lot of you were dealing with like an air sign and an earth sign, okay? And in this situation, in this instance, I'm getting here there's an air element and there's a fire element. So we'll see this situation. We'll see how it plays out. In terms of what's coming in for you is the Ten of Coins, which is like total financial abundance. At the same time, in the traditional tarot, the Rider-Waite tarot deck, the Ten of Wands indicates to me a property. So a lot of you, there is a concern regarding, I do feel at this point money is physically is not a main concern of yours, but there is an estate, there is a property that you're debating about, and you're not really ready to let this property go. But there are people external to you, possibly with an air sign, who is pushing for more from you, all right? In terms of what's crowning you here, we have the Ten of Swords in the reverse position. So a lot of you might have had like a history with this air sign, in which there might have been like somebody, one or the other, either you or the air sign, walking out of this situation. Either that or somebody else is kind of like, for some reason, this situation itself ended in a pretty like bad it could be a betrayal. It could be one person walking out on another without like fanfare. Just there was some element of bad blood, but there's also an element of past history with potentially this air sign. And as for what's in your environment that you're not aware of, we have the Queen of Wands, which I mentioned earlier. It could be a mother figure. It could also be like a very spirited person. The Queen indicates like a very strong feminine figure. It could also be like the card of the mother in general, okay? So there is an element here that somebody that is nurturing you. So it could be the air sign that is providing you the basis for you to grow, that is providing, you know, the sunlight, the water, the nutritional intake in order for you to thrive. It's somebody that is very, very emotionally supportive, okay? As for your advice here, we have the Two of Swords, which is that in the traditional tarot, this is somebody who is kind of like blindfolded and who's holding two swords completely still because they are unable to make a decision. So in general, the advice here is that you actually don't have all the information that you need at your disposal at the present moment in order to make a clear decision just yet, okay? So there's an element here of forcing you to wait, but at the same time waiting for information to come to light, waiting from, I guess, like the actions of other people in order for you to make a decision. So there's an element here of waiting around for a possibly a fire sign or an air sign. And what's crossing you here is that I feel that the information is going to have to come from a fire sign in order to like provide the impetus and the momentum for you to move forward with whatever decision that you've, you know, set your heart and your mind on, all right? So as for the external environment, I am just going to start shuffling here. Okay. For your external environment, I have the Nine of Wands, and also in the reverse position. I do feel that in order for you to get all the information you need, you are going to have to be very patient because another party from your external environment, it can be in any type of an interpersonal relationship, they are going to come in and they are going to reveal to you exactly all the information you need so that you can make a clear assessment of your current situation with them, okay? So the Nine of Wands in the traditional tarot is somebody who is very guarded, somebody who's taking a step back to reassess the situation so that they can decide how they want to proceed, if they want to like re-engage in conflict or if they want to back out of it altogether. So what I'm getting with this card is like somebody's guard is being put down. So they're coming to you, they're presenting all the facts, all the information, and they're like laying their feelings, their heart on the line, and then you can move ahead with you know, whatever decision that you have for them. So what I'm getting here is you're getting very, very truthful information. So regardless of whoever it is that you're dealing with, it can be fire sign, it could be an air sign, it could be man or woman, and it could be whoever's in your external environment. I do feel that somebody is coming through with like communication, and they're laying it all on the line. They're wearing their heart on their sleeves, and they're very, very honest. You're dealing with very, very honest signs here. Air signs are extremely straightforward, okay? You can take them at face value. At the same time, the fire sign is also in the upright position. It might not play out as a fire sign, but what I'm getting is this is somebody that is very, very nurturing to you. They provide you with like financial abundance. They provide you with a very loving, a very supportive environment so that you can thrive, okay? So needless to say, whoever it is that is in your life, there is a contact or communication coming through from them to you, and they are putting it all out there for you to assess. So they're being very honest with you. In terms of your hopes and fears here, we do have the Tower in the reverse position. There is hesitancy on your end, and I just want to emphasize this. A lot of you are not going to be willing to show your cards despite this other person showing you theirs, okay? Mainly because we have the Four of Coins here as your the heart of the matter. This is the situation that you're grappling with. And you know, Scorpio is a very, very secretive sign, and you don't like to like wear your heart on your sleeves. You don't like other people to have like I guess like a one up on you, and you don't want other people to have a leg up in your social interactions. So a lot of Scorpios tend to be very, very secretive. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that, except for this week, I would honestly advise you put your guard down, because the other people are wearing their heart on their sleeves. They really care about you. So they're pretty much laying it out, all out on the table for you to reassess whether or not like you care about them, first of all, or secondly whether or not you want to proceed with them in any type of an endeavor, either like a work partnership or a romantic partnership, or even like if you want to include them in your life, okay? So the only thing here is in your hopes and fears, you are afraid that it's you feel very uncomfortable about disclosing your deepest, darkest fears. You feel really uncomfortable and vulnerable when you have to like reveal how you feel about the other person. So a lot of you might not be able to do it. And what I'm getting as the outcome here is the Ace of Cups. So this declaration, if it's like a declaration of love, if it's like an intention that the other person just pretty much thrust upon you without your consent, you feel a little like baffled. You feel a little taken back, and honestly, you feel a little like shaken up, okay? And I do feel that for a lot of you too, it could be potentially, it's like the information, the declaration is something that you hadn't anticipated in. So I don't feel that you're going to know how you want to behave, how you want to act, okay? Because we have the Page of Wands in the reverse position, which indicates to me like swift news. Is news that are coming out of the blue, and it's news that you don't completely trust yet. This is the card of the boy who cried wolf. And I can assure you that the information is completely legitimate. I can assure you that the other person is in fact like very honest and straightforward, mainly because the people that you're interacting with are in the upright position, okay? However, there's an element here of like repression from your end, and an element that maybe whoever it is that is laying it all out there for you to see, maybe it's like a declaration of love and you don't really feel the same way they do about you. So you're kind of like taken aback, and at the same time you're kind of questioning their motives. If you are questioning their motives, I do feel that the suspicion is unfounded, first of all. So you really have to look within yourself to realize or to figure out why you are taken aback and whether or not you really trust this person to begin with, okay? It is going to play out differently depending on, you know, which type of Scorpio that you are. So I would say that there's also an element here, and I believe it was the monthly reading, in which you are debating between an air sign and possibly an earth sign. There is an earth sign also showing up in the reverse position. So for a lot of you, there might be a choice that needs to be made here between possibly an air sign, possibly somebody who's very like what you see is what you get, somebody who's very like simple in the way that, you know, they either love you or they don't, and they're very like clear and straightforward about how they feel about you, all right? But there's also like another figure in the picture, which would explain why the Three of Cups is in the reverse position here as your past position, which is indicative of like gossip, infidelity, but it's also like there's an element of a threesome type of energy involved in a love relationship, which is not conducive for anything long term. It can also be in a work partnership where, you know, you think that the relationship, the work relationship is confined to two people, but there's this other element unexpectedly in the picture. So for those of you who are once again dealing with like air signs or even earth signs, or marginally you're dealing with somebody who's very like honest, who's very straightforward with you, and who really wants you to push you for stability, for like longevity, even for like a family situation. So there's this element here, and I'm going to pull out a few more cards, well, two more. And ultimately the choice is up to you, because we do have free will, and our free will trump everything else. But I would say really figure out what it is that you want, who it is that you want to be with, what it is that you want to proceed forward with, because I can assure you that the people in your midst are very honest, and they're not going to wait around forever. So what this is indicative to me is I do feel for a lot of you too, you're holding on tight to your money because with financial abundance, you don't know who to trust, okay? You don't know if people are sincere, which is fine. This is typical of a big financial windfall. At the same time, you have the Two of Wands, which is whatever plan you had originally gone with. In light of this new information, I do feel that a lot of you are going to have to go back to the drawing board, okay? Take some time this week and figure out who is important to you, who has always been there for you, who you can trust, and then narrow down your options, narrow down your choices, because obviously this is going to play out, differently for different Scorpios in general, but I do feel that you are going to have to like go back to your blueprint and go back to review your history with these other people and figure out what it is that you want to do. And in the process of reviewing it, you are going to be able to reach a conclusion that is specific to you, all right? I'm not going to say who it is you should proceed with, but I do feel a major decision is in order here, and you're going to have to do a little bit soul searching, but also a little bit of sifting through facts and sifting through the past and see what it is that you want to do, all right? A quick pointer here, the Queen of Coins, for those of you who might be somewhat linked in with an earth sign, is in the reverse position. So I do feel there is some sense of like disillusionment, jadedness, and also mistrust associated with an earth sign. So it is up to you what you want to do, all right? But take some time off for this week, and take some time for yourself and to reflect on this situation. I do wish that you can reach a very good resolution from this situation for this week. And I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching.